Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, man, woman, child, or beast, sit back, relax. It is Friday night. You are quarantined. You can't go nowhere. So sit down on the couch and welcome to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch. It's your man, 50 Grand, T. Hudrico. To the right, we got my road dog, my man who always with me. Holla at the people, man. Who we got up there?
Oh, yeah. It's Exec P130 of the DSC. What's going on out there?
Hey, we missing my man Press. He's taking care of some presidential business. Who the hell knows what the hell he's doing, but he must be doing something important. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a treat for y'all. We don't have one guest. We don't have two guests. Tonight, it's a triple header. We got three guests. Our first guest, coming to you all the way from the other side of Germany. He's been quarantined for months, so he thought he can grow a full goddamn beard. Boy ain't shaved since he been in the military. Ladies and gentlemen, my man for the grand, Lonnie.
What's going on?
What's good? And two of my favorite people, the ladies from Millennial View. Now, if you don't know about this, you need to get on this, man. For all our viewers, if y'all need a great vlog to listen to, these ladies do a phenomenal job. I won't even take their thunder. I will let them introduce themselves because they know how to do it and they do it well. Ladies, the couch is yours. Go for it, ladies.
Hey guys, my name is Shanae. I am half of Millennial View Point with Jasmine. We're based in North Carolina right now. We've also been quarantined, but we're really excited to be on the show. A little bit nervous.
My name is Jasmine. I'm the other half of Millennial Viewpoint. Make sure you guys check us out on YouTube at Millennial Viewpoint, on Instagram at millennial_VP.
Now, first off, before we go any further, ladies, thank you for being on. Lonnie, you already know what it is, man. We always love having you on, man. You always give a great point of view. Now, we've been doing sports, but tonight, we get into that wonderful thing called relationships. Now, the beauty of tonight's show is don't nobody know what the hell we gonna ask except for Exec P. So this show can go anywhere. This could be a Couch Stains edition, and if you're a true listener, you know what Couch Stains is all about. That show was crazy.
Yeah, just go back to that episode, polygamy. What else did we talk about? It's a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. I don't even know if we're going that deep. The ladies don't know. They nervous. Lonnie don't know, but he don't never get nervous. You know, people who natural speakers, they don't never get nervous. So Cash, we gonna let you, you know what I'm saying? We gonna let you be John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. This is all where we starting at tonight, man.
All right, so like we got a ton of questions, and shout out to the homegirl Cheesa for sending them to us. So how these questions kind of came about was her and a few of our other friends, and you know some of them, her, Lisa and a few other ladies. They go on random trips and they have their little get-togethers with the ladies, and they just have these questions that they, you know, slumber parties that they ask to each other. And I was like, well, let me get those questions so we can spice it up a little bit and kind of have a relationship segment off of those questions. So she sent me about 60 questions. Of course, we're not about to go through all 60, but, you know, I did some polls with a few ladies and said, hey, you know, what would y'all like to hear from a male perspective and a female perspective on the show? Because we haven't catered to the ladies lately, you know, because, you know, we've been sports deprived. So that's all we've been kind of thinking about. So I got a few questions, ladies, and then, you know, feel free to answer as truthful as possible. And we kind of get this thing started here.
Hold on, Cash. You said truthful as possible. Ladies, we don't want nothing but the truth. Hold back for your man. Up on the couch, the truth is this is all we want.
Got you.
Don't come here half-stepping because I'm gonna call you out. Go ahead, Cash. Sorry. So now that they don't gave me the questions, y'all, let me start up before I get started. In the relationship section, I don't really got no filter, so I'm just gonna go to all the good ones. I don't want to talk about the bad ones. I want to go to the good ones. So my first question to y'all: should past relationships be kept secret because it's irrelevant, or is it important to understand that part of who you are?
What do you think, Shanae?
No. Stop. This is not On a Damn Friend. This is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire a 50-50 question. Jazz, I'm glad you decided that you're gonna go first. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's important to know. Are you talking about your partner's previous relationships?
Yeah.
Or your personal?
No, your personal. Let's go with both. You know what? Let's go with both.
Okay. For my partner, I mean, I feel like I don't necessarily want to know like the details of their previous relationship, but I mean, I feel like it definitely gives you a sense of not necessarily who they are, because they could have changed since then. That last relationship could have been 2 years ago. So it may not necessarily define them today in this current relationship. But I feel like it'll give me a sense of like what to look out for, what still may be lingering.
Well, I'm like Carl Thomas.
Okay.
I think it was Carl Thomas. He was like, I don't want to know. That's Carl Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No. That's is it Carl Thomas?
I don't know. Whoever sung
I think
that
it's
song.
Mario Winans.
Yeah, whoever sung that song,
Mario
I don't
Winans,
want to know about your past. If I did, then we'd be in the past. I don't want to know about all that, man. Like, so I definitely.
Okay, Shanae, where you at? I'm coming to you, Lonnie. I can tell you got something good for me. And I know you're gonna bring something good. Shanae, where you at?
I personally wouldn't want to discuss, I might discuss the situation, but I wouldn't put a name to it or say what ex this happened with. I may say this is something that happened in the past that I didn't like, or, that I wouldn't want to repeat. So that doesn't work in a relationship for me. But I feel like once you start talking too much about past relationships, that's when comparison comes in and envy and, bad emotions come in. Like nobody wants to hear about their ex, or, I feel like it's just going to cause a messy situation. So I wouldn't sit there and just have like a long drawn out conversation, but I may say, in the past, I've done this in a relationship. I don't want to repeat that, but that would be as far as I went with that.
Lonnie?
That's interesting. So for the last young lady that just spoke, it sounds like you're assuming that it's coming with negative connotations, like it's something that when you say you wouldn't want to repeat. And I guess that makes sense because you're not in that relationship, so it didn't work out, right? So yeah, that makes sense. The way I look at it, honestly, I'm curious. I'm just inherently a curious person, and I'm also like, if me and the woman I'm dating are both secure in ourselves in our relationship, we might just be literally curious, like, why didn't your last relationship work out? What were the issues, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't think that would necessarily bleed into our current situation unless there's some unfinished business. And I mean, I think that would rear its head in other places. So just dialogue back and forth, I personally don't have any issue with that, as long as she's not giving me any reasons to believe that she still has feelings for me. Other than that, if that makes any sense.
So after listening to all four of y'all answers, I've made the deductive reasonings. All y'all kind of full of shit right now. Okay, so we got the first person out the way, and everybody got their first little paw like, let me just get a safe answer. So I'm gonna address all four of y'all and move forward. And the next time, I want y'all to be right. I think my man Cash, and I'm not trying to be a homer, was probably the realest when he said, I don't want to know, because that's real. I don't want to know what the hell you and Tyrone did. I don't want nobody that shit. I don't want to know. Okay? Jazz, he's like, people have changed. Let me tell you something. Nobody changes. Situations do. The person I was then is the same person that I am. I may do things differently, but the inherent character of who I was at the core is still the same. I may dress different, but I'm still that same person. I may do things slightly different, but it doesn't change the core of who I am. Now, Lonnie, I'm secure in who I am. You listen, take all that dose.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
Else.
That shit don't work.
Yeah, man. No, stop all that. All that shit.
It don't.
Y'all, I love y'all, but I know y'all trying to hold back on me. I want the real.
It's interesting.
So, round one, y'all got it. Come on, the couch will set you free.
Hey, well,
okay.
This is a strong drink, so if you think I'm not being real,
damn, he only on question one. He only on question one.
He don't went from a beer to the brown, and we on question one.
Oh Lord.
Oh shit.
Do you want to do the workplace one, Hud?
Okay, let's go to workplace. Okay.
Workplace romances.
Oh, which one was that one?
All right. So
Yes,
it's
it's
basic.
work.
It says, should you engage in workplace romances? What could be the risks or benefits? And what if the workplace romance is intense? Seems like somebody had.
Hold on. So hold on. Let me tell you who going first. The guilty person going first. Sinead don't date about 3-4 people at work. Go, Sinead, you first. Cause that face she just said was like, boy, let me tell you about this one dude. Boy, I met him in the ER, and woo, go ahead.
I have dated people, coworkers.
Plural?
Yeah, it's happened. Okay. So anyway,
There you
it's
go.
because I feel like as you get older, I mean, I feel like as you get older, like the workplace is just, I'm not saying someone who I worked with directly, just like may have worked in my workplace. It's just a way to meet people. I feel like that's one of the ways that you meet people. So you may, end up entertaining that. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like I've not had a bad experience with it. I don't think it's a bad thing to date somebody you work with. I do think it's a bad thing if you bring your relationship to work and have everyone in your business. And I think you should keep it professional at work. I don't think you should be like PDA at work or anything like that. But I don't see a problem with it.
I got a question though. Have you been on the receiving end of when the relationship was over with and you were the one that didn't want it to end and you had to still go to work? Okay. All right.
She like, hell nah, boy, I woke up like this. Jazz, where you at? You kind of quiet now. You see Jazz, she kind of sitting back now. She's like, oh shit, they calling people out of here.
I've never worked with someone that I dated, but I wouldn't have been opposed to it. But I mean, I agree with Sinead, like, you don't take your relationship to work because number one, those people at work, they're not your friends. So I definitely wouldn't go to work like, oh yeah, I'm seeing so-and-so. We went here yesterday. We going there next week. Like I wouldn't be doing all that because then that's how rumors get started. And then that will interfere in your relationship with whoever you're dating that's at work. But I mean, I've been opposed to doing it. I worked with senior citizens for a long time.
Well, wait a minute.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Newsflash. Hey, you out here trying to get you an old cougar, are you? You trying to get you an old let me get that Cadillac. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally get somewhere. My girl Jazz, she opening up now, so I appreciate that answer. See, I ain't gotta get on you no more. So we get somewhere. Lonnie?
Oh man, so when you say dating, are we talking a physical relationship or actual like courting and dating?
The whole gambit.
Okay,
man.
both.
The whole gambit.
Both. The smash and dash, and the one you call her your boo. Okay.
All right, so I'll keep it all the way real. In my early 20s, I made, they say what smart people learn from their mistakes, wise people learn from the mistakes of others. I made the same mistake probably like 3 or 4 times with just having a physical relationship with coworkers that didn't amount to anything, and it never ended the right way. So like I have. Maybe I just didn't do it the right way, but I am a strong advocate against that stuff. I don't think it's good for business.
Let me pause. I appreciate how you
that was such a professional
Yeah,
answer.
you know what I'm saying? How he professionally said, yo, I was smashing this chick at work and it didn't go well.
Shit didn't work out.
And shit didn't work out and she was acting crazy in the mud. But what he said, listen, I'm gonna be because for the rest of the show, y'all, I'm gonna be Lonnie's hood translator. Because what Lonnie said and all that was, yo, it was just one joint. Yo, banana, son. But what happened was it didn't pop off like that. But y'all heard all the professionalism and what it gave you.
Yeah.
I had a physical relationship and it didn't quite end well.
As he takes a little bit more sips, it'll get more truthful.
Yeah. Keep on drinking.
Just take one more sip. Just take one more sip. All right. So the next one I got is what I'm interested in because it's about women that dating men that's still trying to get it together. So are you wrong or selfish if you decide to not date someone that is still getting it together? And does that make you closed-minded or not?
I mean, I personally don't think it makes you selfish. To be honest, when I met my husband, he was still getting himself together, but so was I. So what we have now, we built together.
Okay.
Facts. I
That's
mean,
real.
they can't argue with that.
That's literally what I was about to say. You can't argue with that. That's real.
I can tell y'all doing good. Y'all got nice wall decor. You can always see how people doing by their wall decor. Like, look at the shelf to the left. That's like you got 2 shelves. That shit ain't regular. That shit look good. I ain't got shit on my wall. I ain't got. What you doing, bad?
What about you, Lonnie?
So it's funny. It's so funny. So to me, this is like the Issa and Lawrence question. Y'all watch Insecure?
Okay, I have.
Y'all
didn't see Insecure?
Y'all don't watch
Can't
Insecure?
get into it.
Oh
I
man,
tried.
I was just arguing with a homegirl over that because she was hating on it, but she was bigging up Sex in the City. Yeah, I had an issue with that, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't watch Sex in the City either. I just haven't watched Insecure yet, but go ahead.
So essentially, a quick version of it, Lawrence was trying to get his shit together for like 4 years, and he got laid off, and yada, yada, yada. And at the beginning of the first season, Issa, one of her old classmates, caught her eye, and she was just tired of him being on the couch, collecting unemployment, et cetera, et cetera. At the same time that he finally was getting his shit together, she ended up cheating. Oh, spoiler alert, shit, my bad.
You're not gonna watch
but she ended up cheating, and right. And the whole time, I felt some type of way about it because I'm like, damn, it's interesting that like the woman, she paid attention to the shiny toy, and she didn't like invest in her man. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like as long as the guy has ambition and he's working towards getting his stuff together, I think, ladies should give him a chance. But
How long was
maybe
he on
I'm
the couch
biased.
for?
It was like 4 years, but they went through a recession.
It was a minute. It was a little minute. He went through some
The
things.
whole time he was unemployed.
It was a tough one.
He
That
was
a tough
unemployed.
one.
He was trying to get some work, but he was focusing on his dream pretty much, and he wasn't giving up. He wasn't giving up the dream. Yeah.
Right.
So he couldn't work because he was developing an app.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Does anybody else feel the realness in her frustration?
Yeah.
Like can anybody she feel
I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing you trying to get yourself together. I can get that. You got a little part-time job. You got a little beat-up car. You trying to make something happen. You being on the couch for an extended period of time with no job. You ain't trying to make nothing happen. That's not doing nothing.
Ooh.
You need to be bringing money in. I need you to do something. Go get a part-time job, do something. But you can't sit on my couch all day not doing nothing.
Okay.
He's developing the app though.
Not 24 hours a day.
She said you need to get this app
for a few hours and then develop that app.
You need to download getajob.com. Okay, where you at?
I mean, I think if we're both getting our stuff together, it's one thing. I don't think it's selfish of me to be like, okay, I've gotten to this point in life, I busted my ass to do it, and now here you come with nothing to bring, to the table, because I feel the same way. Like, it goes both ways. Like, I'm not going to just expect somebody just to completely take care of me for an indefinite amount of time. If you're trying to get yourself together, like you said, with this show for 4 years, I'm the type of person where I'm like a problem solver. So after like 2 months and you still not working, I'm gonna be like, what can I do to help you help yourself? Because this right here is not where it's at. Like I'm not okay with the situation, and I'm not okay that you're comfortable enough to be okay with the situation. So you can keep your dream. You can keep your dream, but like, let's keep your dream and also provide for yourself and do something. I can help you where I can help you at. Let me know what you need from me and we can work together. If after that conversation, you still every day in your boxes laying on the couch eating chips and I'm working all day, busting my ass, then no, that's not gonna work for me.
I agree. You gotta go.
So hold on.
Let me flip it her before I forget.
Oh, I was finna do that. Go ahead.
All right. I was gonna flip it to the fellas because it's the typical gender roles. I could see that coming out. In a man you need to be working. You need to be doing something to provide for this household. If me and you are a team, so to speak, not necessarily take care of me, but I'm gonna flip it to the fellas. How do you feel about that? Like, would you date somebody that's not on your professional, spiritual, and just personal level? Would y'all do that?
So Lonnie, can I jump in real quick?
I'm a patiently wait, but I'm glad he said that. Appreciate you.
So let me tell you like this. First off, it depends on the season of my life that I'm in and what I'm looking for at that time in my life. So first off, Miss Hudson has put a lot of work into the Hadrico brand. And what I mean by that is right now, if for some ungodly reason I were not to be married and I met someone, I'm not giving you 2 weeks. If you're not coming to this table with something to put in this gumbo pot, we not eating together. Period. I don't want to hear about your dream. Keep drinking. I'm not doing it because at this season in my life, I'm already on this road. And if you ain't bringing nothing on this road, I'm not in the business of building. I'm not a construction worker. I'm not at that stage in my life. Now, at 20, I would have built with you. At 25, I would have considered working with that. At 37, hey man, if you ain't got nothing to bring to the potluck, like a work function, then your ass don't eat. And if you ain't eating,
but they still be eating though. We all know people don't bring nothing to the potluck, but they still eat.
Well, and that's because
Absolutely.
for a woman, sometimes she got assets that sometimes you let her eat a little while because she snuck in. If you see what I'm saying,
you overlooked a few. You overlooked a few things. You know.
Yeah, you mess around and realize like, what is she doing here? How did that happen? I don't know. She won't be at the next one. But at the season I'm in now, Go ahead, Lon. It's all yours. And don't be all professional.
I gotta be myself, man. So actually, I feel you on that. I won't take it to that extent because I will say that I'll take like somewhat of a project, but like we're talking, okay, so I'm 35, right? To put things in perspective, I actually just met a 26-year-old who just finished her master's. I'm sorry?
You're going to jail, R. Kelly. I believe I can fly.
Y'all stupid. So I just met a 26-year-old. She just finished her master's and she's working in like international relations, right? And
I'm interested.
I feel like, okay, so I have to kind of grade on a curve because obviously I'm gonna have certain assets and a certain like quality of life that's gonna be far beyond a 26-year-old that just got her master's. But you know what I mean? So that's when I started looking at her character and her blah, 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 all that stuff. So I don't know. Like, I think what Cash was trying to say is if you flip it, I think men give women a lot more rope.
That's because women have a JJs. That's why.
I disagree though. I don't agree with that.
Okay, talk to me. What's up?
I don't agree with that because I feel like, I don't know. To me, I'm 30 years old, but to me, like from what I've seen in my own experience, I'm not saying like across the board, but in my own experience, I feel like there's this idea of women being like gold diggers and money hungry and after the bag. And, they're using their body to get this and they just care about rims and this and that. And I feel like, so you kind of have to bring enough to the table because people like they automatically assume that you're using them for things when you're expecting certain things of them. I don't feel like the girl that you met, if she's 26 and she has her master's, that is bringing something to the table. Like she's actively doing something with her life. She's in school. She's doing something. I'm talking about somebody just sitting on their ass. We got an issue. Like if I would date a guy, if he was in a doctorate program and he wasn't working, I would understand that.
Yeah.
But see, and when I say bring something to the table, and I agree with you on that. As she has a master, she is bringing something to the table. And see, but this is the thing is, when I say bring something to the table, it don't have to be necessarily a Fortune 500 job. It don't have to be a job, period. You have to find a way to make, like, something that you bring has to make Trevor better. And something that I have to give has to make you better. Bringing something to the table don't always have to be
monetary,
financial, educational, and monetary. Bringing something to the table can be a facet. It just can't be what God gave you. It can't be sexual. That's great. That's a great piece of it. But it has to be something else. There has to be something else that you bring that helps, that does something.
I agree. And so hold on. people in North Carolina are still talking about rims. Is that a thing in 2020?
Yes, they
Did I
still
hear
put
that
rims on these old cars.
Yes.
Jasmine, don't they? They're real old, and they got these big old tires and rims on them.
We've been,
I don't even, they're
yeah,
old cars
you
with big
about to be
rims.
winning when you
Lonnie,
get back to the
Lonnie.
States. You're gonna be winning when you get back to the
No,
States.
he ain't. No, he ain't. No, hey, listen. No, he ain't. Cause ain't nobody know what he's talking about. Why he
Qdoba
talking
date.
like that?
Uh,
Hey, look. He gonna say. Hey, Lonnie gonna be like, "Hello, young lady. Who is this guy? Why
Why is he talking all proper?
Why does? Did he go to school?
Yo,
You listen.
rims.
Talk to the ladies on MVP. They tell you all the educated people, like, you know what I'm saying, the nice, wonderful people. They got a good group of people they talk to.
Yo,
All right, cool. I'm gonna move on. This one I want to hear from
Hold
Lonnie
on,
first.
I had a good one. Hold on, I had a good one,
You got
Cash.
one?
I had a
All
good
right,
one.
cool. I'll fall back.
I had a good one. Let me pull it back up. Solve this riddle.
Yo, I was about to ask the same one.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm too busy focusing on my career to be in a committed relationship, but we can chill though.
So that's not really a question.
ahead,
That's
Lonnie.
kind of a scenario. That's a scenario.
that sounds like a Monday evening. Like, what are we talking about?
Oh, what, Lonnie? With a real Lonnie Sapp, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, he's alive.
Well, hold up though. That's a perfect segue from the question about like getting your stuff together. Like, isn't that what women want? You want an ambitious man that, you know, is pouring into himself to be able to hopefully provide for you and your future family, right?
No, I don't know. I'm not getting a correlation here. I'm lost.
I'm talking to Shanae and Jasmine.
I'm lost.
I'm talking to Shanae and Jasmine.
Oh,
Go ahead, Jazz.
okay.
I'll let you take it.
I think
I'm
Jazz.
lost too. I don't know what the hell.
Okay, let me help you. Let me
You
break it
lost
down
me
for
on that
y'all.
one. You lost.
Hey, I can't be in a relationship, but we can have sex on the regular.
I'll tell you right now.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, if we're having sex, we in a relationship. We're committed. You need to understand that, because that's it. I'm gonna let you know that before anything happens. If what you say to me when you meet me is I'm too focused on my career, I'm gonna say I appreciate you telling me we could be friends, and that's what we're gonna be. Because I feel like whether people admit it or not, once the sexual aspect comes in, somebody's gonna catch feelings.
Yeah.
That's when you have those workplace romances that end bad. You may not have caught feelings, but women, I feel like we're more emotional. We're emotional beings. Like, we're gonna catch feelings with that. That comes along with a whole set of feelings.
Hold 1 second.
He said a whole
now,
lot.
you just said that. Hold on, you just said that, but when Cash asked you the question earlier, have you ever been the one left on the bad side? You said no.
Well, I've never broken up with somebody and still been working there. Like, I've dated someone, but it never got serious, number one. The other person, we were together and we both stopped working at that job. So there was like not a breakup where we still had to work together. I've never been where it's been like an ugly breakup and then still got to see this person every single day.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I was referring to.
It honestly sounds like you just said, if you hit this twice, we go together.
You damn right. If you hit it once, we go. First of all, we go together if you hit it at all. Before you get a chance to hit it, you my boyfriend. We are in a committed relationship. You are very committed to me.
Hey, this shit get good now, boy. Hey,
but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I know at least two females, and I wish I would have had call somebody. One of my friends who I call, she's a dude. I call her a dude because she has a dude mentality when it comes to these questions. She feels like it's perfectly fine to not be in a committed relationship and still smash when she wants to smash because she doesn't want to give dudes the time of day to get in, but she has needs. That's her place or her point. What'd you say?
But they're kind of already in.
No, I mean, all right. The same. Let's keep it a buck. The same way you can differentiate between the two. If you were single, you could smash, dash, and go on about your day and continue to do what you do and not give a damn about that situation or whatever. That's the same thing she's doing, but it's not typical of a female to do those same things. Is what I'm saying. So, but that's like totally opposite of what Shania was saying, though. But That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's cool for your friend. I'm just saying, like me personally, while you up front telling me that I can't focus on you because I'm too focused on my career, I'm gonna say that's beautiful. You focus on that career. Go ahead. And I'm gonna cheer you on. But we not doing nothing else because that's not who I am personally. I'm not gonna be okay with that.
Jazz, you might
And
have
you
quiet
hit
down
this
there.
twice.
Jasmine.
You good, you
I
good.
agree with Shanae. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say all females get attached and get feelings, but I know I personally would. You know, in my past life, I was in a situation like that, and I started catching feelings, and it wasn't a mutual thing, but you know, it is what it is.
All right, all
I
right.
like
Who
how
just
you
got
answered
attacked?
that, but didn't say nothing. Y'all see
I
how she did that?
did. I mean, I
Y'all see how
don't.
she's like, I'm gonna tell y'all what
I
it
personally
is.
couldn't just, you know, sleep with somebody and that be that and not catch feelings. Me personally, I mean, I can't just, you know, I would never just go around sleeping with people just to sleep with them. However, I do have a friend though who does that, and her stories are very interesting. But I couldn't live like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sounds like you got something, Lonnie. You ain't got nothing.
Oh, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like so I moved to California in 2017, and I was like casually dating. I dated like a lawyer and a nurse practitioner, and let's say a businesswoman, right? Um, it was interesting moving back to the States as a man in my early 30s at that time, and just kind of navigating the dating scene. And I don't know, I won't say I was introduced to the whole casual dating thing, but I mean, obviously, you know, y'all are two, you know, very respectable young ladies, and not to tear these other women down, but you know, not everybody thinks the same, and they definitely were more career focused, and they also had physical needs, and it was one of those things where if we wanted to move towards a serious relationship, we could, but the whole physical part, there wasn't like some I don't know. It wasn't like we had to put an official title on something to get to the physical part, if that makes any sense. But I don't know. Y'all make me feel like I'm
I mean,
Jezebel.
I need the title. I need the title. It may just be just a title to you, but I need a title.
Right. Is that for security purposes, or what's the thought process behind that?
Not necessarily security, but I need to know like what this is. Number one, I don't want to waste my time. So if we just hitting and quitting it, then that's it. I don't like wasting my time.
That makes sense.
But here's
I
the
feel
thing.
like relationships are investments. And if I'm going to invest in something, it's going to be somebody who I'm actually with. It's not going to be somebody I only see on Fridays.
Tracking.
There's so many layers to this. There's so many levels and so many layers, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely.
Because at what point do you like get to know that like if you place those limitations, if you say like, hey, we have to be in a committed relationship to go into the physical part of the relationship, what if you spend all that time and then the sex is whack?
But you can teach. Like, I don't like it that way. I like it like this. This is what you need to do. If you trying to please me, you can do this. I feel like that's something you can work on that. That's something that you can work around. Now, if you come and you got herpes or something, we can't work with that.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, like some things you can work with. Like I
This
can't
shit
work
got
with
real
that.
specific.
I'm just saying.
No, I hate.
She just went to one disease.
No, what I was gonna. No, what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say earlier is how can I say it? You can be in a relationship for several years and the shit not work out. You know what I'm saying? Then you have a label on it. So I'm trying to think like what's the difference between going after like what feels good for the moment, you know what I'm saying, versus putting a title on it and then let's do this structured approach to the relationship, because isn't every relationship and everything that you enter a little bit different? You know what I'm saying? Based on
So for me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but like I need the commitment and I need to have that connection before it gets physical, because that like if I don't even know you like that, like I'm not even gonna be comfortable enough to get physical with you. Like I'm not going to be comfortable enough to take it there. I need to be comfortable enough with you. I need to have an emotional connection for me to enjoy being physically with you. Or I'm not going to, like, it's not going to do it for me. I'm not even going to go that far and be like, the hell are you doing? You know, it's going to be, I need to be turned on to who you are as a person before I get physical with you. That's why I need a title. I need commitment. I need to be there with you before we get to that point. Or like, for me personally, for other people, I know that's not the case, but for me, that's what it is.
So what are we talking, like Steve Harvey? Like you talking 90 days or what are we talking?
Before I intimate with somebody?
I would say on average, just out of curiosity.
On average, I haven't been with many people. I've only had like 2 very serious committed relationships.
Good. That was a good answer. Good. Like if we were saying Family Feud, good answer. Good answer. Clap, clap, clap.
Well, it's the truth, but like I didn't like I don't have a time frame. I don't have like, I'm not gonna be like, well, I have to date him at least for 6 months before we do anything. It depends. I mean, you could, well, to me, I feel like it depends how you grow emotionally. Like you might be dating somebody and feel like they're the one after a couple of months. You might be talking to somebody for months and feel like this shit ain't going nowhere. If you have the connection, you have it. If you don't, you don't. Like, I don't think there's really a time frame.
True.
It's not one night.
True, but that's why. Go ahead, Drico.
Let me pose a question, ladies. And what's a question that, and this ain't even off the list, because this is what I do. I just go off, and this is why Cash gets mad at me half the time, because I only stick to the script.
Make the magic. Go ahead, ask the question.
So I noticed as we sit here and listen to kind of some of the things that you say, both of you, what I think is good that you both come from it seems like a well-rounded, respected background. You know, neither one of you are saying, I don't care, I get what I want, I get what I need. You know, Jasmine, you made it clear, like, hey, you want to have the title, you want to have the commitment. Janae, you said, hey, I gotta get to that point. I gotta get to that emotional connection. So how do you, as ladies, because one thing you learn as you get older, women, y'all won't say just as much as we do. Y'all just try to play crazy like y'all don't sometimes. So how do y'all, from your single point of view, and from the married point of view, but how do you prevent or stop that urge? Because it's there. You can pretend like it ain't there, but when you meet that attractive male that you run into, like, oh Lord, he
gonna get it,
you know, blah 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 blah. How do you just stop that? Because as you sitting there saying, I gotta have this emotional and physical connection, and that sound good. But however, comma, exclamation point, period. How do you personally say, I'm fighting that natural urge, that human, I want to be with that person physically? Because when that happens immediately, because it does.
First of all, I don't put myself in a position where we can get things going if I'm not ready to get to that point with you. Like, I'm not coming to your house alone. You're not coming to my house alone. We're not meeting up at a hotel. We're not going nowhere where that's going to happen if that's where I know I'm not ready to go. Second of all, my hands ain't broke. I could take care of myself and get to where I need to be. Okay?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Hello.
See, that's what I was about to say too. And I mean, I agree with Shanae. Like, I've never met somebody and be like, oh, I want to go home tonight. Number one, I agree with Shanae. Like, I'm not going to just meet you I'm not going to just go with you someplace. First of all, I'm going to drive my own car and I'll meet you wherever we're going.
I have,
you don't
unfortunately.
Need to because when I want to leave, I want to leave. And I don't want to ask you to take me nowhere. I want to go. So I've never had that problem. And, you know, Spencer's has a nice array of things you can buy for yourself.
Oh, you know, we said we advertising for Spencer.
Spencer's at the mall? At the mall?
At the mall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We had the mall.
I thought they sold sneakers. They've been front.
That's in the front of the store.
You mean I can go from a Cumberland and Fitch right to Spencer's? All at one. Okay.
All the time, my wife said she want to go use. God damn it!
Going to Spencer's. It wasn't for them shirts. It wasn't for the shirts. Damn, it wasn't for the shirts. All right, so I got another question for. It's like kind of ties into the whole social media thing as well. With just being public with your relationship. So it says, true or false? Relationships are more successful when they're private and no one knows about them. Why or why not? And you can kind of tie in the social media aspect to that.
I mean, I think relationships are successful because of the two people, not necessarily being on social media or not being on social media. I mean, I do think that it helps to not be on social media together, because I feel like people get carried away with social media. They want to post like when they mad at the other person, and it's like you let all these other people into your relationship, and now everybody got opinions on your relationship, and they calling you like, girl, you need to leave his ass. I seen what he posted, and I think it's a subliminal about you. And it's like, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it work a bunch of different ways as people have grown older that I'm friends with. I've seen people be very, very public initially in their first few relationships, to where they just kind of, all right, okay, just, walk away. No, we not recording. Anyway, yeah. So I've seen people kind of grow. So I've seen a certain group of people share, get burnt by sharing so much, because they share it, and then at the same time they also share when they're going through the breakup and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And everybody's all in your business. And some people I feel are attention whores as well. You know what I mean? Where they want everybody to be happy for them when they're happy, and they want everybody to be sad for them when they're sad. And going through a breakup. So I've seen that spectrum. Me personally, as far as that question, I really don't care to be private or not. If I'm with somebody, I'm with somebody. I'm not going to deny that person. If they want to snap a picture and put it on their social media, so be it. You know what I mean? I might not do it, until I feel like I want to do it. You know what I mean? But that's just me, and that's kind of where I would stand with it. Is I wouldn't put it on social media until I felt 150% about that situation. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't care if you did it. You know what I mean? Like, because I can deny that all I want to, because it's not on my social media. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I played it in the past.
Yeah, that's real. I don't know. I'll be honest, like I try to be as natural as possible. With my ex, I was in the moment and I posted all types of stuff. And I will say this, I almost regret it now, but only because like the women that are on my Instagram, they try to be slick. So they know we're not together anymore, right? And they'll like hit me up like sporadically and be like, hey, so what's up with you? Or how's wifey doing? Or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like for real.
Right.
Like this what we doing? I asked one of my female friend from years ago, and I was like, so I'm pretty sure you see that we're not together anymore. And like, so do you think, and she was like, oh, so what happened? And I was like, do you really think that I want to have a deep dive conversation with literally every single person that asks why I'm not with my ex? Like, I want to have like 10 different conversations with 10 different people. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna make me move a little bit differently in the future. But in the moment, I was just like, man, I'm in love. The world needs to see this. You know what I mean? So I guess that's just me being vulnerable, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
What?
I feel like when I was younger, like in my earlier 20s, it was important for me. Like, if you're not posting me, I need to know why not. Like. But I think that was immaturity. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like I don't want to answer about my relationship. If something goes wrong, that's not everyone's business. But of course, like you said, people are going to have questions. You've invited everyone to the reality show. They want a season update. They want to know what happened to Jimmy. Well, I don't want to talk about Jimmy because he broke my heart. Okay. Like, and I don't want to have that conversation with nobody. So I'm just at the point, like I said, when I was younger, it was more important to me. But now that like I'm older, I'm not going to answer questions. I don't think I have to prove my relationship to anyone. I don't feel like you have to post it to prove it. If I know what it is and my partner knows what it is, that's all it has to be. And, it's not like if they do post a picture of me, I'm never going to be like, take that down. If you want to, like you said, if you want to post a picture of me, that's on you. On my personal stuff, we're not going to do all that, because I don't want everybody to feel like they have the right to have input on what I'm doing. Or, oh, he's cute. When did y'all start dating? Like, don't worry about it.
Like, oh, you got a little
just give me a like.
now.
Yeah.
So that's real and really good answer. Can I ask a follow-up question? Can I hijack the couch?
Yeah, for sure.
So you're in a relationship, Shanae, with a guy, things are going great. Let's say y'all dating for like 2 months, right? And no one knows that you're his girl, with the exception of like his inner circle, because it's just the people that y'all be around. because you don't post anything on his social media. But he is still active on his Instagram. And every time he posts photos, different women comment. Do you pay attention to that? And it's like the same girls over and over again.
No, I can't stop people from looking at anybody. I can't stop people from shooting a shot. What would matter to me is how he responds to it. If somebody tells him he looks good in a picture, I'm not gonna feel threatened by that. Obviously, I think he looks good too because I'm with that man. If he's
The
bad, now if
devil
he
is a
comments,
liar.
no, if he
I believe
comments
her.
back
I
and he's
believe
like,
her.
"You looking good," yeah. If he comments back to the female that's commenting on him like, "Oh, I know you look good," or "I know you like it," to me that's inappropriate. Like that's what something would bother me. But if a girl's commenting that he looks good or looks like you have fun or they liked his picture, I'm not gonna be like, "So I noticed she liked 8 of your pictures last week." Like I don't care. People like pictures. It's Instagram.
I don't
Even
mean
if
to
it's
cut
a
you off,
blatant-
Lonnie. My bad.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say to your point, Shani, is that it's social media. That's what it's there for. People post pictures to like it. It doesn't matter who likes it. You can't get into that because once you start getting into that type of thing, then that's when you're gonna run into issues. You know what I'm saying? Especially when a relationship is in its infancy stages. Because if y'all ain't posting each other and you like, I ain't gonna post you yet because I'm still trying to figure this out. You can't get to. You can't draw a line in the sand with, all right, I ain't really gonna post you, dude, but yo, who is Shorty right here liking all your pics? You know what I'm saying? It's not an equal balance. And at the end of the day, it's social media. I had friends before you or people I dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we want to have a discussion about that further, we can have a discussion. But I always go back to it's social media. And the funny story is, before me and my wife, when we got engaged, or shortly before we got engaged, I got cornered at her house, her mom's house, with all her folks. Well, why aren't you friends with her on social media? But my thing was like, yo, I was kind of scarred from past relationships, so I was waiting till this shit was official before I started putting we in a relationship, we engaged and all that. And that was just me because I wanted to kind of wait that thing out because there was no need for everybody to see my rise in my fall, should it had been a fall at the time. So that's kind of where I kind of came from resorting to not post somebody I was with at the time.
I mean, I agree with Shanae. Like, I wouldn't really care if, women are commenting under the picture. Even my husband's picture, if they comment under it, they comment under it. At the end of the day, it's social media. And he probably don't know half the people that's following him. So if they comment, fuck it, they comment. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, my bigger concern would be how he responds to the comment.
Right.
If you just say, hey, thanks, that's cool. But if you like, thank you, baby girl, I'm like, hold on now, wait a minute. What's all the extra conversation about? Just say thank you, keep it simple. What are we doing here? Like, if you're saying something that's making me uncomfortable, I'm concerned with what you're doing. I can't control anybody else, but I can control you hurting my feelings because I can let you know, I don't like this. That girl, I don't know that girl don't know me. If she's going to comment something, I don't think it's intentionally to, hurt me, or I don't think that he's allowing it to stay there. And I feel like any guy that I've been with, if a girl does comment something that he thinks is inappropriate, he will tell them to take it down, hey, take that down. That wasn't appropriate or something like that. Just like I have guy friends. And if I was with somebody and I had a guy friend like, Shanae, you looking sexy as hell, I'll be like, hey, take that comment down because just like the picture and don't start nothing. You know what I mean? Like it could be taken the wrong way.
All right.
Word.
Yeah, she said that.
I feel like Hudson has had a lot to say, and we marginalized him.
No, he got hungry. he got hungry, and that's what happened.
I did get hungry, but
yeah,
I got hungry, then I got tired of listening to something. Listen, so I agree with you when you say I won't get mad about likes because that's what people do. They like. But if a woman consistently comment and she can put the most generic ass comment, look good, nice pic, let her continue to comment. You can sit here and say all you want. Oh no, I don't care. Let that half a comment on 4 or 5 pictures look nice. Eventually, you're going to say, why is she always commenting on your photos? Now, maybe you are the most the most secure woman in the United States of America and Germany. Maybe you are. Because if a dude, I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't got to comment multiple times. This Negro got to comment once. And matter of fact, he can put a half like. He can put the sad face. Why he got to put some emotion? Oh, that's too much emotion. No. Nope. I'm sorry. That's my ball. I ain't playing like that. Call me crazy. That's how I am. But so maybe I'm learning from you, and y'all are teaching me. MVP. I'm learning how to be an MVP. I want to have a millennial viewpoint. See how I threw that tag in there for y'all? See that hashtag? So I'm gonna let y'all carry on. Talking about you don't care. Shit, devil is lie.
All right,
Well,
man.
I also am not following people on social media until, like you said, the same thing. Like, we don't need to follow each other until this is a confirmed situation. Like, we for sure where we're at, we're securing it and everything. And at that point, I don't, like I said, if somebody comments something.
I think the problem with social media, though, here's the problem with social media. People got to stop building this fake persona on social media of what life is. So, for example, if you actually look at my social media, on my social media, I post about 3 things. Cash. What do I post about, Cash?
You. Your family.
I love me some me.
Yeah, you do.
Love them.
Your family.
Yep,
and,
love them too.
And your wife. Or sports. I'll say sports. Sports.
Or sports, or I will share what we're doing with the podcast. If I have a great accomplishment from one of my kids, I post that. If I got bad news, I don't post bad shit. You know why I don't post bad shit? Because why? Nobody gives a damn. Because half the people who say, hey man, so sorry it happened, man. That comment is the same motherfucker be like, his sorry ass, probably I'm glad it happened to him. I don't believe that people genuinely give a damn that you have bad situations going on. I believe, and this could be the wrong outlook, that when you go through those tough times and people who saying, hey, let me know if you need something, the same people who saying they don't really give a damn. The people who care for you, you know who they are. Because they don't need to be on Facebook to find out what's going on. I give you a prime example. This last year, I took my birthday off Facebook. First year in 100 years. On my birthday, guess what happened?
I'm trying not to laugh because I know.
Well, my feelings got big hurt. Like, oh, I'm Rodrigo. The whole world finna know it's my birthday.
They didn't know.
They sure didn't. And you know what it taught me? Fuck this social media. No, I'm good. So social media to me is a way for certain people to just keep tabs and be in your business. So when it comes down to bad things happening, I'm okay if we never talk about that because you don't need to know about the bad stuff that's happening in my life. If I got bad stuff going on, the people who need to know about it, they know about it. And I've already had a conversation with them. And then some people, like, I love when they do this. They have some bad shit and they'll make this subliminal text. They'll text up, they'll put something up there like, Lord, get me through it. Come on, man, stop.
Oh, the cliffhangers? The
it's
cliffhangers?
attention seeking. Yeah,
the cliffhangers. Yeah.
Because all that person wants you to do, you know what they want you to do? Hey, Shanae, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Hey,
it's attention seeking.
Jasmine, are you okay? Hey, Lonnie, you good? Hey, hit me up, Lonnie. Mama, you don't even know my phone number. Talking about hit me up.
Yeah.
So, to me, I believe social media is, if used properly, is a great resource. Most people don't use it properly. So, we'll see.
True that. All right, I'm gonna take us out with this last one. And it's I guess it's a serious one. So, and we all probably have done it at some point, right? So, would you compromise your happiness for the sake of your relationship or marriage? Anybody, whoever wants to start.
Oh my God! Hold on, breaking news. I'm sorry.
Every
This is
day.
Cash,
Every
don't get
day.
mad at me. Cash. This ain't got nothing to do with the question you just asked. Hold on. The military just talking about they're opening up barbershops and they want 17 euros for a haircut.
Oh,
They
Lord.
lost their damn mind.
Jesus, thank you. I'm ready to take this hat off. Anyway. Well, what
They
did I
talking
ask?
opening up barbershops
I don't forgot about
on
everything.
Monday on the 4th.
Oh,
Talking about they want 17 euros. Y'all don't understand the struggle. Look here. Look at the widow's feet. Lonnie,
Man.
you need to go immediately.
Hey, man, I thought somebody died. I thought like some Prince or Michael Jackson died, like type stuff.
This damn bad hairline about to die. Look at this. Listen, and it's on it's appointment only.
Lord.
Okay.
don't worry.
Okay, back on track.
We back on
Go
track.
ahead.
We cut this out. Oh, ADHD ass motherfucker. Yeah. Would you compromise your happiness for the sake of your relationship or marriage? That's the last question.
I'll go first.
No. I would say no, and my partner shouldn't want me to compromise my happiness just for the sake of the relationship working or to make them happy.
I got
Okay.
you.
I can't make somebody else happy if I'm not happy.
Have you been unhappy for a certain amount of time in your relationship and then ultimately became happy at a certain point?
I'm not gonna say been unhappy, but there's obstacles you go through, some hurdles, but it would never be like, oh, I'm completely unhappy, like I just don't want to be here. It would never, it's not that point. It would just be, you get on my nerves or whatever the reason is, but not like, oh, I'm completely unhappy. This is awful.
I got you. I guess I would say it's probably levels to it. You know what I mean? So it's I guess I'm comfortable in saying, yes, I've been unhappy at times in a relationship and in a marriage, but knowing that time is temporary. You know what I mean? And I guess it's just based on the person for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm going to be happy 24/7, even with the woman
Right.
of my dreams. It's just not feasible. Feasible is the wrong word. It's just not a practical way of thinking to me that you're going to be happy all the time.
But like you said,
Yeah,
it's like what am I unhappy about? Am I unhappy because you ain't take out the trash when I asked you to? Or am I unhappy because you came home at 4:00 in the morning when we don't do that? It depends on it's levels to being unhappy about certain things.
Or I'm unhappy because or I'm unhappy for some real shit. Like, you don't support me in what I'm trying to do, professionally, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Or it could be a sexual thing. Hey, we don't have sex enough. Or it can be a whole lot of different things. There's levels to it. So like you said, it could be something as simple as you're not helping with the kids, you're not helping take out the trash, or you're not helping around the house, or it could be something a little bit more deeper, as far as, I have needs, I have the 5 different love languages, and you're not fulfilling some of those love languages that I told you are my love languages time and time and time again. And you may have some years in with somebody and you may be unhappy for periods of time. You know what I mean? I think that's reality with a lot of people that they don't want to admit, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's safe to say that those things would make you unhappy, but I feel like those things are kind of normal things that come about in a relationship. Now, long-term unhappiness, like you cheating or you putting your hands on me, stuff like that is nothing we can fix. Like that, it's just over at that point. When that unhappy comes, that's it. It's done.
True.
The other stuff to me is little stuff that it could be worked on.
So they out there riding on rims, cheating, and putting their hands on you out in North Carolina?
The Rams, they doing
that's what you got from all that.
I was gonna say, I think like when you say, are you willing to like sacrifice your happiness? Like if you're talking about, like you said, Jasmine, like my overall happiness, that means like I'm just completely unhappy being around you for a super long period of time. No, if I'm unhappy with something, I'm letting you know. Like I don't got a poker face. I'm like, I'm sad. Did you not notice? I'm crying. Like, I'm gonna come out and talk to you. We gotta talk. Like, I'm not a person who can give you like the cold shoulder or do the silent treatment, because I'm gonna be like, it's been all day. You're not even gonna speak to me. Like, we're gonna have to talk this out. You know, if you need space, you can tell me you need space. I'll leave you alone. But like, I don't feel like that's how you fix problems. So if there's something that's making me unhappy, you're gonna know it. If there's something that's making you unhappy, you need to let me know and see what we could do about it, because I don't like being unhappy. Like, nobody likes to be unhappy. If we need some time to let each other breathe, you could sleep, you know, whatever, we could let each other breathe for a minute. You go play basketball, go to the court with your friends. I'll go for with my friends and eat lunch. We'll come back and talk about it later when we both have calmed down. But no, I don't like being unhappy about anything for a long amount of time. If we're talking like years of unhappiness, who wants to be in that situation? I don't think anybody should be okay being in that situation. Not a woman, not a man, not anybody.
True. What you got?
Man, yeah, no, that's real. I'm trying to answer all these questions from like my personal experience, like, and not keep it too philosophical. I would say I have definitely compromised my happiness for a short term for hopes of it the investment improving long term. And obviously it didn't work out, but yeah,
That was a
I
real
definitely
classy answer.
That's classy Lonnie.
I'm a classic.
Classy Lonnie, man. That's why he's here.
Y'all funny as hell. But nah, so Cash, you brought up a really good point, and it kind of struck something with me when you said the whole love languages thing, and you vocalize it to the individual, and then nothing happens. It's like, hey, I said, you know, this is who I am. This is how I want to receive love. I'm gonna pay attention and be in tune to how you want to receive love. But if that's not reciprocated, over time things start to atrophy, and then I think that's when people start to consider other options.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when you have these discussions, and like you said, you know, you can be obvious and say, hey, I'm the type of person like you, Shania. I don't want to go to sleep angry, or I don't want to be walking around the house with the poker face all damn day. Like, I don't like to be a prisoner in my own home. So if I say, yo, acts of kindness is my thing. Acts of kindness is my thing. Or physical touch, that's my thing. Now, I don't know all the five off the top of my head, but I mean, I've been talked to about this. I've been talked to about this shit a lot, so I probably should know, but I'm still here, you know. Anyway, my point is, you know, we speak these things a lot to each other in our marriage, and at a certain point, it got to like, yo, you need to acknowledge what I'm talking about, because I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying? And then it changed. You know what I'm saying? But until those words were spoken, it was just like, all right, man, you know, shit, I gotta work, you gotta work, kids gotta get picked up, gotta do this homework, kids gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just go on about life, and shit can last for long amounts of time. So that's why I was saying, yeah, you know, sometimes you do compromise your happiness for the overall goal, you know what I'm saying, of staying together at times, if it's worth it.
I feel like when people stay together and they're unhappy, I feel like that's more because they are thinking outside of themselves. They think it's the best things for the kids, or, you know, we've acquired this much stuff together. It's going to be harder to split apart than will be to stay together. So I think, but like you said, like, once you've been with somebody for years, you're going to have those moments of like, maybe we're not equally yoked right now. Like, maybe we're not on the same path right now. For sure. If you have open community, like if you have a good amount of communication with one another, like, you can figure out what those problems are and where you can reconnect. You both have to be committed to reconnecting. Like, if you both are in the same mindset that we both want to fight through, we both want to make it work, we're both committed to making this work, I feel like you can get through those moments of unhappiness a lot faster than if you guys just both gonna be mad at each other and say, fine, I'm okay with being unhappy. Because if you're okay with being unhappy, you're gonna continue to be unhappy.
Yeah, my mom used to always tell me to pay attention to a woman when she stopped caring about what she typically cares about. That's when she on the verge of leaving your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's kind of what mama used to tell me.
That's good advice.
But yeah, Hadrigo, you awfully quiet here. You know what I mean? And you typically not quiet.
Listen,
you're typically not quiet.
I was waiting for y'all to answer before I answered. Listen. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all got to get yourself together.
What's going on?
Because I think y'all missing the question.
What's happening?
Listen, I don't know. I just feel like playing a song. I feel like a song needs to be played, and I heard somebody say on a different level. So the level up came up, so I just want to level up. So let me start there. So the question you asked is about, compromising happiness for the sake of the marriage and the relationship. So I don't think you should compromise happiness, but I do think in marriage, you compromise comfort. You compromise ideal situations. You compromise selfishness. You compromise desire. Let me explain. There's not always a time that I want to watch the same thing that she wants to watch. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I'm going to do that because it's something that she wants to do. I may not want to do the same activities that she wants to do, or she may not want to do the same things that I want to do. But a part of that compromise is making sure that you are doing things for the other person. Overall happiness, like you said, putting your hands on somebody and the cheating and all other good stuff. Oh yeah, to me those are your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
You don't put your hands on somebody. That's a no bueno. Stepping out, that's not okay. While not okay for either sex, I'm just call it. And ladies, I'm sorry, it's so much worse when y'all do it. I'm just telling you, just so you know, it's horrific when y'all do it. It's the fucking scum of the earth. When we do it, it's bad, but I mean, come on.
It's equally bad.
But y'all do it, it's both are bad. But when y'all do it, it's just despicable. Okay.
No comment.
And
that's a double standard.
For that.
There you go.
And there's a reason why I say this. To me, for females, the act of sex is so much more emotional and so much more intimate than it is for males generally. Some males can literally go out and have sexual relations and not miss a beat, not miss a step, keep moving. But for yourself, let's look at the examples we've given. Shanae and Jasmine, you both talked about the connection and all this other stuff that you had to have sex with somebody. You both mentioned it on the separate topics. So if we were in a hypothetical relationship and you were to step out and mess with Lonnie, I know it wasn't we just end up having sex. So for that to happen and you were to do it, it's a whole different equation. So when I'm saying they both are wrong, it's a whole different equation when you guys do it because it's a different emotional tie. Now they're off at the time. But in a relationship sense, do you compromise happiness? A type of happiness? Sometimes you do. Sometimes I'm going to do things that I don't want to do, but it makes my wife happy. So if it makes her happy, I want her to be happy. So in a way, I'm compromising my happiness for the overall happiness of shit. But same time I'm doing that, I guarantee you there's a lot of shit that she does that she don't want to do, but she know it makes me happy. So therefore, there is going to be a compromise in happiness to an extent. Certain levels of happy is non-negotiable. We're not compromising that. Certain levels of comfort, and listen, like for a better example, my wife absolutely loves Estes Park in Colorado. Let me tell you something. If we never win another day in my life, I would die a happy man. But if there's a way for us to go, she wants to go. My wife absolutely loves Positano's, Italy. The whole island got corona now, so we probably can't go. So, but if they told her it was corona free, she would find a way that we're gonna go to Positano's. And mind you, I don't want to go, but I would go because guess what? It would make her happy, and when she's happy, it makes me happy. So it's not my initial happiness, but it leads to happiness. So to say I'm not going to compromise, no, I will. Because certain ways of compromise lead to other forms of happiness. I'm not going to compromise on my laurels and my rights and my foundational beliefs, but I am going to compromise for my significant other because that's my significant other. She gets stuff that other people. Listen, my wife, she can have my BAS, she get all of it. Everybody else, listen, I'm cheap. I probably still owe Cash by $200. He ain't gonna never get it. I don't know why you keep asking. No.
Probably do.
I just want to say for the cheating thing, you said it's worse when women do it. I don't think that. I do believe I believe most times when if a woman cheats, it's like an affair situation where it's an ongoing thing. But one, men have affairs and not just hookups too. But two, even if you just hooked up with somebody, I feel like you made a series of poor choices to lead up to that event. Like you wasn't just walking down the street and was like, oh shit, I accidentally had sex with this girl. We just hooked up. My bad. Like that doesn't happen. You put yourself in a position.
I can't say that it don't happen. I like it never happened. Listen, these hoes ain't loyal. There's some crazy ones out here, man.
Listen. Okay, and if you know she a hoe, walk away. Don't let her. Why you let her get back?
I walk away. I use my Power Ranger ring and I morph. It's pumping time, and I go the other way.
I've never been that so lucky.
Hey, wait. Black men don't cheat anyway. What are we even talking about?
Come on.
Okay. All right. So, yo, ladies, it was, on that note.
It was a great show until Lonnie fucked it up.
Ladies, it was a pleasure having you. On that note, we don't want to get into the craziness of misogyny here. Black men don't cheat. We know damn well that ain't the case.
On a serious note, though, Sinead, it is bad no matter who does it. It shouldn't happen. Yeah.
All right, man.
These chips is everything right now. I'm telling y'all.
Well, we know. I mean, you don't give a damn. Not that we being trying to be professional.
I mean,
shit.
You really going in, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the next level. This is what's preventing us from getting to the next goddamn level, man. Goodness
it's
gracious.
the hint the lime ones though, y'all.
Yo, this man, he's crazy, man. He falls asleep on podcasts.
That's what we're doing now.
He was yawning on the podcast. What did he do the last podcast that we had to edit out? He went to the goddamn microwave and pressed all the buttons. I'm like, come on, what are we doing? Like, are we professional?
So that's what we're doing now?
Are we a professional?
We snitching on live recorded TV?
Hey man, I save a lot, man. I need to keep the blooper reels. But anyway, Jasmine, Shanique, we appreciate you guys coming on. One more time, can you guys plug your your Instagram, your YouTube, and everywhere else you guys are before we let you guys go?
Sure. We are Millennial Viewpoint. You guys can follow us on YouTube at Millennial Viewpoint and on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, Millennial Viewpoint. Instagram and Twitter is millennial_VP.
Right. Okay.
Thank you guys for having us. We enjoyed it.